Good morning, guys. How are you? Good? I hope you're fine. I hope you've had an excellent week. I hope you have lots of plans for the weekend. And as I was reminded by my team here, Harry, Enrique, and Denise, they reminded me that this weekend, you guys have lots of things to celebrate. Actually, we have lots of things to celebrate, right? As we are getting to Father's Day on Sunday, and as you're going to have a holiday on Monday. Did you know about that? Oh, I wanted it so much to be a surprise. Suppose you had no idea, and then here comes your English teacher and tells you, guys, no classes on Monday. It's a holiday. Happy Students' Day. Did you know that? Oh, I wish it were me to tell you. But anyway, so it's going to be a long, fun, exciting, and celebrated weekend. Because I'm sure you have lots of plans for Father's Day, maybe lunch, a dinner celebration, cozy, right? Because we're not getting lots of people together in the same place yet. I'm sure you guys know about that, right? Okay, I trust you. But still, maybe a little get-together, like at home, mom, dad, and your brothers and sisters, your siblings. Did you know that we call brothers and sisters siblings? If you didn't know, then you know now. So your siblings, your mom and dad, maybe a cozy celebration, maybe a little and distant visit to grandma and grandpa. I don't know what you guys can do. But still, we have Father's Day on Sunday. I hope you guys enjoy it and celebrate it. And Students' Day is actually on Tuesday, August 11th. And you know what? You guys do deserve a break, because I know you've been studying and working hard at home. So it's important to celebrate your day. So on Monday, you guys will be free. And then on Monday, you can get up early and study a lot, but you won't have classes. Kidding. You can do whatever you want. It's your holiday, so enjoy it, right? Good thing it's on Monday, because it doesn't affect our classes. So whoever is going to miss the chance to have you guys, so sorry. On Friday, we're back together, okay? So enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. And let's start from where we stopped last class, right? So I didn't forget what we were going to do. We watched a video, remember? The second half of our class last week was for listening activities. So we did some listenings from the book, and then we did a listening from a TEDx presentation, remember? A little guy called Ben talking about his disease. Someone asked about the disease. The disease is progeria, right? In Portuguese, it's the same name. It's just pronounced differently, which is a disease where when the person gets old very quickly. It's like they age 7 times faster than the average person. So when they are 10-year-olds, they already look like a 70-year-old maybe. It's a very rare condition, but it happens. And then we've seen an interview with Sam about that. Remember? Not Ben, Sam. Remember? I hope you guys remember. And I had promised a Kahoot to check on your understanding. And I'm sure you guys forgot to see it again, as I had told you to do, in order to answer questions about it, okay? But overall, he talks about his condition, but not focusing on what he can't do, but focusing on what he is able to do, and focusing on the fact that he has some rules that guide his life. He also mentioned his dreams, right? Anyway, the fact that he wanted to play a snare drum, which is something big and weighs almost as much as he does, but then he had to settle for a pit percussion, but then he had his heart set on playing the snare drum. Okay, so I'm not going to play it again because it's kind of long, but we're going to take the quiz on Kahoot. Let's see who remembers what. And this is going to be an interesting Kahoot because most times when we play it, you guys know all the answers to everything. So you get almost every question right. But this one, let's see who did their homework and actually got to see it again, right? So, Henrique is now going to share with you. Henrique, tu aperta no botãozinho, veja onde tem play. Aí. Aí tu aperta onde tem host. Aí. Agora você aperta em classic. And start. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yes. So there you go, guys. This is your Kahoot code. Let me know if it is working, if you guys are able to join in. Okay? And all the questions are based on the listening. I'm sure you guys did. If you didn't do again at home, at least you did through the class, right? So, Denise, se eles disserem que estão tendo alguma dificuldade aí, você me diz. Okay, as for everything else, I'm waiting for you guys to join me. Today we're going to start a new unit that talks about people with special needs. And in order to wrap up our previous unit, we're going to carry out this listening activity. Okay, hey, I have Loris. Is that Loris that it says? Loris? A visitor? Kidding. All you guys are Figueiras. You don't want me to know who's playing, right? Shame on you guys. But I am going to suppose. I have your names here. Did you know that? I do. I think it's from the previous teacher. So I have it. I have Pedro. Hello, Pedro. I have Maria, Thais. Okay. Yes. Eves, the Eves. It's not any Eves, you know. It's the Eves. Okay. I have 6 players. I'm not sure how many of you are there. I'm going to give you a minute to join. And then if you have any difficulties, you let me know. Where is Julia? Where is João Vito? Where is Ariel? Where is Isadora? Where is Vinicius? Who is Figueiras, by the way? Where is Fernando? Daniel, Manu, I can't believe Manu, we're all in this together, Manu. Where are you, girl? Lydia, Khalil. There are 2 names here that I rarely hear anything about. Fernanda and Khalil. Where are you guys? Come on. Nada aí, Denise? Nenhum comentário, nenhuma dúvida, não? Can I start? Ah, okay, Vinicius, awesome. I'm waiting for you in the game. Okay, Isadora, thank you for joining us. Guys, I'm going to give you 30 seconds and then we're going to get started, okay? With whomever is on. So, it's questions on the listening. I think this should owe you guys a bonus, right? Those of you who really got it and understood it and listened to it, right? I'm going to fight for getting bonus for your participation. I'm making no promises. But, okay, I'm going to get started with the 7 players I have on. The others can just try to remember, try to see if they can answer, but we're going to play with the 7 we have on, okay? Henrique, can you press start? Let's start. So, starting in 3, 2, 1. Quiz. I don't know if you guys will have enough time. How old was Sam? If we have a big delay, you guys won't be able to play it. Are you getting the screen? I didn't adjust it. I have one answer. I don't think it's going to be enough time, guys, for you. 2 answers? 3 answers? Okay, so I don't know if you guys were able to have the time to answer it because I didn't really adjust the time for the questions, right? So maybe some of you didn't even see. So, since it's a listening activity, you are going to be guided, but my speaking will be delayed as well. Could you guys see it? Denise, alguém colocou alguma coisa aí? No? Okay. So we're going to go with the 20 seconds. You guys have to race against the machine. But anyway, yes, he was 17-year-old. He was a 17-year-old boy, even though he looked much older, right? Next, come on. Let's see who's up front. Let's see who are the 3 people who got the answers. Okay, so Thais is up ahead. Next, Harry. Okay, so this is going to be quick. What was Sam's disease? Someone had asked me that last class. What was the name of his disease? It's on the spelling, right? It's called progeria, but how do you write that? Come on, you guys, the ones that are going to be doctors in the near future. Is it progeria, progery? I have 2 answers. And I got 1 answer right. It's progeria, the name of his disease. Next, come on. Was it Thais that got it right again? Probably, because she's still up front. Okay, go next. Question number 3, what was Sam's first dream about music? I just said that in the beginning of the class. What did he want to say? Yes. 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 Guys, the time adjustment is too short. I understand that, okay? But for the lack of not wasting a lot of time in our class, let's do as we can. Okay, let's check the understand. Oh, this one had 10 extra seconds, so it worked best. This one was better, right? Because it had a little more time, a little extra time. He wanted to play the snare drum. 4 of you got it right. That's it. He wanted to play the snare drum. Next, Harry. Guys, I know the time is short. Do as you can, okay? Thais is still up front. Eve's got this one wrong, right? Next. Number 4, how many kids are affected by progeria nowadays? Do you remember that? I don't remember that. Red, if you want 350. Blue, if you think 250. Yellow, if you think 550. And green, if you think it's 750. Do you think it's a common disease or a rare disease? How many people? I got 1 answer only. 350 people. Yeah? So it's a short number. I would have gone with the blue one. I would have thought even less. But anyway, it's a disease that affects 350 people today. Next, Harry. Go on. Next, Thais is still up. Thais is getting Thais, you watched it again, right, girl? You go, girl. What did Sam want to become when he was very little? This one you have 30 seconds, so it's going to work out better. What did he want to be when he was very little? Red for engineer, blue for dentist, yellow for biologist, or green for biochemist. Red for engineer, blue for dentist, yellow for biologist, and green for biochemist. 30 seconds would work well, right? He wanted to be an engineer. I would have thought something health related, but he wanted to be an engineer. 2 right answers. Next. Come on, Harry. Maria went all the way to the top. Maria, you go, girl. Nice job. Next, Harry. We're almost done. This is question number 6. How many rules are part of Sam's philosophy? Remember? He has a philosophy. How many rules does he have? Red for 3, blue for 5, yellow for 4, and green for 1. Red for 3, blue for 5, yellow for 4, and green for 1. I got only 2 answers. I know, time's short. Ok, yes. Yes, Manu. Não tá dando tempo. I get it, guys. Don't worry. Just pay attention, check your understanding. That's okay. I understand that. But anyway, he has 4 rules. And remember the last one? I remember the last one. Never miss. Maybe it's a question. Next, Harry. Who's up front? Maria, where are you now? What position are you holding? Maria's still in first place. Pedro, I'm glad to see you there, Pedro. Okay, next, Harry. I want to know who Figueiras is. Let me know. Be okay with what you can't do, because there is so much you can do, blah, blah, blah. Means, this one you have 1 minute. Come on, now you have the time, everybody. Be okay with what you can't do, because there is so much you can do. Means, what does this philosophy mean? This is his philosophy of living. Does it mean, red, just accept your weaknesses? Yellow, acknowledge your weaknesses and strengths? Or blue, take advantage of your strengths? Okay, the right one was acknowledge your weaknesses and strengths. I know it seems like take advantage. I get you guys. Taking advantage is also part of it, right? But he says that you should acknowledge, you should have in mind that you have both, and adjust both, and live with both. So it means acknowledge your weaknesses and strengths. But I understand that taking advantage of your strengths does seem also right with what is said on the heading. Next. Who's up front? Thais went back to the first place, right, Thais? Okay, next, Harry. 8, surround yourself. Oh, this one I know. Surround yourself with red, people you can't stand. Blue, people you are afraid of. Yellow, people you cherish. Or green, people who are popular. Oh, come on. People you can stand, people you are afraid of, people you cherish, or people who are popular. Of course, people you cherish, right? Do you understand cherish? People you care for, people you have nice feelings for. That's it. The 2 people that got the time to answer, I understand the time, got it right. Next, Harry. Who's up front? Loris got back to second place there. I also don't know who Loris is. Next, Harry. Number 9, it's almost the last one. When Sam was asked what people should know about him, he said, this one you have 30 seconds. What should people know about Sam? Red, I have a disease called progeria. Blue, I have a very happy life. Yellow, I have people who support me. Or green, I have a philosophy. Oh, this one's easy. Come on. You all know the answer to that one. What is it? I have a very happy life. Very good. Yes, it's true he has a philosophy. Yes, it's true he has a disease called progeria, but he feels like these are not the most important things people should know about him. He just wants all people to know that he has a happy life. Next, to the final one. We're going to the last question now. Next. Okay, a little change there. Pedro, bye-bye, Pedro. But we have one more. Next, Henrique. We're going to finish now. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Life moves pretty and miss. Now it's a grammar question. Ha ha ha. Just because I'm like that. So anyway, what are the words life, pretty, and miss? Are they a noun, an adjective, and a verb? A verb, an adjective, and a verb? A verb, an adverb, and an adjective? Or a noun, an adverb, and a verb? What do you think? I think you guys are going to get this easily. Okay, this one we have a lot of time. When we don't have too little time, then we have a lot of time, right? This one is easy, and you have 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. What's it? Okay, there you go. Noun is, life is a noun. The one that you guys got a little mixed was with pretty, right? Pretty as an adjective or an adverb. Now let me tell you, pretty can be an adjective. If I say that girl is pretty, pretty is an adjective. Or the pretty girl who studies in my class, then pretty would be an adjective because it is giving a characteristic to the girl, right? Perfect. But here you have life moves pretty fast. So it's not related to the idea of the characteristic pretty. It is used as an adverb that changes the idea in the adjective, right? So the adjective, it's an adverb that is modifying the idea of the other adverb. Remember that adverbs, they modify the meaning of the verb, an adjective, or another adverb, right? So here we have the sentence, life moves fast. Fast is an adverb that relates to moves, right? What way does life moves? Life moves fast. Pretty is modifying the idea of fast. Now pay attention here. If I say life moves very fast, I am emphasizing that it's really fast. If I use pretty fast, I want to say that it is moderately fast. It isn't the same thing as saying really, which really intensifies. The idea is of moderation, okay? Life is fast indeed. It's fast, it goes fast, but it doesn't emphasize fast. It's like saying life is moderately fast. It's reasonably fast. So it modifies the idea in the other adverb. So here, pretty is not working as the adjective that it generally is. It's working as an adverb. Okay? I hope you understand. If you didn't understand, you let me know. And finally, we have miss. Miss there is working as the verb, right? To miss something. When you have a longing, you really need something with you. Or in the sense there, miss is to let it go by, right? Not enjoy it. You could miss it. You could let it go. Maybe you wouldn't pay attention to it. So miss there is the verb. Okay? So it's a noun, an adverb, and a verb. No one got it right? What got you guys? I understand the adjective. No one got this one right, but that's it. Life is a noun. Pretty is the adverb, and I think that was tricky. And then miss is a verb. That's it. Come on, Harry. If no one got it right, it didn't change our positions, right? So the podium. Who's in third place? I would like to have a round of applause to Maria. In second place, Loris. In our first place, drum roll, Thais. Very nice, you guys. Thank you. Congratulations. I'm sorry we didn't really have much time, but that's okay, right? Let's go down to today's business. So thank you guys. Thais, did you watch this again? I get the feeling you watched it again. You seem to know everything by heart. Fantastic. No, but now I see here, even first place got 4 right out of 10, right? Thank you guys. It was fun. Okay, next. Volta lá para os slides, Henrique. Now let's get down to business, shall we? Today is, just one second. So this is the last moment we're going to talk about the unit fighting the flu. Goodbye, Unit 6. Hello, Unit 7. But I just wanted to tell you one thing that I was thinking when I was preparing the class, and I wanted to mention it. You see here on the slide it says Kahoot on last class video. I'm sure you learned that the possessive, the genitive case, when you have a word that ends in S or a plural, you only use the apostrophe, right? You don't write apostrophe S. You only put the apostrophe because the word either ends in an S or it's a plural. And then we learn that there is no pronunciation, no change in pronunciation. So I would say Kahoot on last class video. And this would be appropriate. And this is true. It doesn't have a specific pronunciation. But Americans, they do pronounce this apostrophe. They do add an ES when they read it. So most Americans would say Kahoot on last class's video, just because of the genitive case. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I was just mentioning Friends, the series, in the other class, and I'm going to mention it now for different reasons. But pay attention when you watch Friends. You have a character called Ross. So Ross has a name that ends in double S, right? So the genitive, the possessive for Ross should be Ross' car. But you are going to pay attention that they say Ross's car, Ross's hair, Ross's then this and that. So it's interesting to realize that even though the rule is you don't add the S or anything, you just put the apostrophe, even though the pronunciation shouldn't change, it's very common for Americans when you are talking about words that end in S, not plurals, because for plurals it's okay, they don't pronounce it. But for words that end in S, it's easy to see that they emphasize the possessive by saying this's, Russ's, classes, Chris's birthday. Pay attention to that. And as I was preparing it, I remember I'm going to mention this to the guys. Anyway, enough with the listening and pronouncing. Let's go to our Unit 7. So today we're starting Unit 7. Henrique, can you press next? So, the name of the unit is People with Special Needs. So as you know, we're going to talk about situations that require an adaptation of the environment to adjust to the needs that different people have. And when we talk about people with special needs, we are not talking about disabled. Any of us, in a way or in another, we all have special needs, right? Sometimes you have special needs due to eating disorders or allergies and so on. So I can't be in a room with dust. We all shouldn't be in rooms with dust, but some people with allergies, they can't be in a room with any dust. Some people can't eat gluten. Some people can't, I don't know, some people need wheelchair. Some people need to sit up front in order to see what's on the board because they have some eye problem. Anyway, in a way or another, we all have special needs, right? Of course, and you can see from the picture, I just chose a picture that talked about special needs. In general, we focus on people with syndromes and wheelchairs and some more obvious situations, right? Some things that would require a very specific adjustment. But if you really look into it, you're going to see that we all have special needs, right? So I chose this picture because I like the picture itself, because it shows, as we are saying, people with different needs, to show that we all have different needs. We all have special needs. I have special needs. So things that we need to adjust around us in order to make the most out of a situation, right? So for example, I don't know, as a student, some people need silence, some people need more moving around in order to really learn, right? Some people need to take notes. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that having a special need is something that's very common to our existence. But some people have a need that require an attention from the community as a whole. It's like the accessibility we talk so much right now, right? Fortaleza isn't really a city that's accessible for people with wheelchairs, for example. Even though we see that there is something changing, it is still common to see sidewalks that are difficult for you to put a wheelchair on, and many sidewalks don't even have something for you to climb on. Many buses are not adapted to it. And the thing is, we only really pay attention to it when it hits us. So whenever you have a person in your surroundings that requires a wheelchair, then you stop to think, oh my God, it's almost impossible to go around the city. Sometimes it's impossible even to leave your own home because it's so difficult to have access to cars or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying, right? And when it comes to education also, we feel that nowadays we have to pay attention to people's special needs, because some people have more difficulty to focus than others, and some people need more visual aids in order to really learn. Some people need more time than others, okay? So we're going to talk about special needs in general. And as I was saying, because I talk too much, I chose this picture because of the image itself, but also because of this sentence in the verb hinder. It is such a beautiful verb, and we hardly ever see it, but it is important that we know this verb because it is common. My disability does not hinder, decrease, tries to put aside, forgets, diminishes, okay? My disability does not hinder my ability to be considered equal. Nice sentence, right? I love the sentence itself, and I also love the verb hinder. We should add that to our vocabulary. Learning a language is really learning new words to it. When you guys get to the level we are, that we're able to communicate in English, what we really need is the opportunity to practice, to hear and to speak, and also to remember to add new vocabulary each day as we practice the language. You know that when you're learning a foreign language, there is a level that you achieve that they call the plateau level. They say that when you are, I think I've talked about this with you guys, but I'll be quick, I promise. When you start learning, it's like every day you learn lots of new words and new expressions. When you are an intermediate student, you still have the feeling that there is so much to learn. But then when you get to the upper intermediate, close to the advanced level, they say you reach a plateau level, which is you don't really have the feeling you're learning anymore. What happens is, and this is my non-scientific opinion, what happens is you have acquired enough language to both understand the situations you need and express yourself the way you need. So you don't really look into learning more. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are basic and intermediate student, you really need to learn more because you're still having difficulty to understand, difficulty to express yourself. But the moment you feel like I have enough to communicate what I need to communicate, you kind of stop learning new words, stop learning new things, and then you reach a plateau. You don't have the feeling you're learning anymore. So what I feel we must do is we must focus on new words, new expressions. And the more hinder. Hinder is a word I just learned. So the first chance I have, I'm going to use hinder in a sentence. I'm going to use hinder when I'm talking, because this way I guarantee I'm learning and it's going to be acquired knowledge, really. Okay? Anyway, enough said about that. Let's really start the unit, right? I know you guys know by now that the unit is going to start with a reading activity. So this is it. I have here the reading activity, and first we just have to consider, where is this text from? Okay? So please, Harry, next. Okay, so we have a text that really, come on. Where is the text from? It's from a newspaper, right? It's easy to see that. We have news in the corner. We have Guardian, which is a famous name of a newspaper, the Guardian. We have the headline, right, in capital letters. Not entirely in capital letters, but with capital letters for every word. And then we have a text. It really resembles a newspaper. Even the paper they decided to put it on resembles a newspaper, right? Even though this material, the newspaper, really the reading itself, the holding of the newspaper, is a dying tradition, don't you think? Now we read things on the internet. The whole exercise of reading a newspaper, for me, always seemed so unpractical. The thing was so big, you would open it, it would keep on folding. Don't you have this impression? Anyway, so we have a text with the title, We Can Fend for Ourselves, DPI Head. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to skim through the text. Try to understand as much as you can, okay? So 2 minutes. I'll be silent, I promise. Go. Harry, can you put me back on? Am I on the screen? Eu tô aparecendo? Pode estar. Thank you. Guys, okay, you see, I am able of being quiet for 2 minutes. I bet you guys didn't believe that, but I can. So I hope you guys got the chance to really focus on the text, okay? The text brings an interesting discussion, right? And this discussion, I would really love to be in a place where I could hear your voices, because I would love to hear what you think. It is very controversial for me. I mean, myself. I can see both sides there. And, okay, I'm going to give you the overall idea, and I'm going to let you think about it. I'm sure you guys could understand, right? The text is really an interview. Well, not really an interview. The article brings the sayings and the point of views of a guy called George Daniel, which is the president of the local chapter of Disabled Peoples International. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you, you know that chapter, you have a book, you have chapters, right? But when you have an organization and it holds offices in different states or in different cities, you know, maybe one good example would be OAB. You have OAB Ceará, you have OAB Maranhão, you have one organization for each state, right? The division, the section, in Portuguese we say, right, section this, section that, whatever. In English it's chapter. So you have Ceará's chapter, you have Maranhão's chapter. Do you understand? So chapter there is the idea of the office from that region, the section from that region. That's why he is president of the local chapter of Disabled Peoples International, meaning that you have Disabled Peoples International, this organization, in many different places. Right? So he is the president in the local chapter. The other thing I wanted to point out is that probably you found it weird to see the word peoples. Come on, I've always learned that people is plural, right? People is the plural of person. I can say persons or people, right? So people holds the idea of a group of people. That's weird. People holds the idea of a group of persons. That's people. So it is a plural idea. There is no one people. There is one people representing one person. People is a group of persons. But we do have the word people in plural, because if you consider people as a group of persons, you have the people from Brazil, you have the people from the USA, you have the Irish people. In this sense, you can say peoples, because you are talking about different communities. So when you use the word people to represent a community, a group of people, then you can have the plural of that. You have peoples. Do you understand? So I am at school, I can see 5 people. No plural. People is already plural. But if I am talking about the communities, each community represents 1 people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have people's plural there. Okay? So it's not a mistake. It's not a typo. It is really intended to be people's. Okay? But anyway, so they are talking about the fact, Daniel more specifically, but then other people are mentioned that agree. Other people also agree with Daniel, George Daniel. They are saying that they don't think that you should have an organization for the disabled run by how does he call it? An able-bodied person. He thinks an able-bodied person shouldn't be able to run an organization for the disabled. And then they even compare the same way a women's rights organization should not be run by men. Now, this is the question I am going to leave you to. As we take our break now, you guys are going to consider this. Is this true? Do you think, no, I don't know, no American can run an organization for the rights of Mexicans? Do you think no man can run an organization for women? Or no able-bodied person can run an organization for the disabled? Or you think this isn't important? What matters really is what the person is trying to put across, the message they are trying to get across. I have different opinions on the topic, because even though I think that you might have at heart the good of the other, so maybe I'm not a man, but I can represent a man on certain situations because I do care for that scenario. I also have to consider that can the person who is not a member of that community per se, can they really represent and understand what they're fighting for? I'm not saying there is a right or wrong answer here. I just want you guys to think, and then when we get back, I want to hear your answers. I'm still deciding if I'm going to hear or if I'm going to ask you to type, but I want to see what you think about it. Go to the break thinking, can a person that's different from the idea they are defending be responsible for running an organization for that idea? Food for thought. See you in some minutes. Go drink some coffee and I'll get back to you. Bye-bye.